Wait, what did you just ask me?
What are you looking for? What are you looking for on Hinge?
If I go on one more date, if I have one more encounter with a man.
Welcome to The Wall. In today's video, we'll take a look at what the dating world is like for women who've already hit the wall. Now they complain that men don't want anything serious. But when they were young, did they want something serious? Or were they just having fun with the chads and rejecting the kind of man they're now looking for? Smash that like button. We're aiming for 1,000 likes on this video. Share your experience and wisdom in the comments. We always pin the best comment for the community. Subscribe, and let's get started.
Wait, what did you just ask me?
What are you looking for? What are you looking for on Hinge?
Just to meet my partner and I'm looking for something serious. I'm not I've done casual dating.
Yeah, I have to. It's not for me.
What the hell is he looking for? Because clearly he got more of his attention than that Hinge date. I don't know if that's his soulmate or avocado addiction.
And
It's
I
not for me.
can't
Yeah.
I don't see the point. It's like I've had all the experiences and I'm dating intentionally.
Yeah. I'm not doing that for fun anymore. Like, I'm serious about it. I'm really serious about it.
The moment his ass started scraping that plate like it was his last meal on earth, I would have said, "Excuse me, I gotta go to the bathroom," and never returned. Hinge need to have a freeloader filter.
I'm very serious.
Did you not have dinner?
This is my dinner.
Oh my God. Ew.
Hell, I just deleted Hinge looking at this shit, and I ain't never even downloaded it.
Brothers, please, don't be that man. The way I see it, if a man asks a woman out on a date, it's because he has some kind of romantic intention. And if she accepts, I always recommend that the first date be at a cafe, something simple. Now, as a man, I always pay for the first date. But inviting a woman who agreed to a simple coffee date, then sitting in front of her and devouring your food like you haven't eaten in a week, without even offering her a glass of water, to me, that's low. As a man, that doesn't represent me. But what do you think?
If I go on one more date, if I have one more encounter with a man in his early 30s, telling me that what he's looking for is a hustler, that he's looking for a queen to build an empire with, to be hustling for the next 5 years, I'm officially tapping out, because what y'all don't get is us girlies in our early 30s, we've been hustling. We fell victim to the girl boss shit, and we was girl bossing for the last decade. We went to school, we started our businesses, we bought houses. We've been doing this shit on our own. We've been on our independent woman shit. And you talking to me about hustling another 5 years? My mans, I'm trying to have some babies. And you want me out here working too and hustling? You got me fucked up.
So what you're basically saying is that you're looking for a man to be your retirement plan? Because if a man says he wants a woman to stay by his side to build a life together, that should be the goal. But what you're talking about sounds more like you're looking for a beta provider to give you a ring and long-term financial security. The problem with many women who hit their 30s, especially if they're successful, is that they already have their life figured out. And rarely, very rarely, are they willing to give up control. How is a masculine man supposed to fit into that if there's already a dominant figure in the house? There can't be two men in one home. That's why real men aren't attracted to women who aren't willing to be led.
Women.
I assumed I would find my husband in my 20s and be married by 30 and having kids and all that. And I'm 32 and I'm just not. But I also have viewed being in my 30s and having dated such an empowering position to be in, because you are so much more established. You're so much more clear on what it is you want. And there's so much less room for the bullshit. Feeling like someone is vetting you. Like, no, it's actually the other way around.
For so much of my life, I would find myself in these relationships and it was almost like I didn't have a choice. To your point, being in my 30s, being established, having this life experience, also having like a lot of sobriety under my belt and a lot of self-awareness around like who I am and why I am the way that I am and all of that, I'm like armed with this information. It's no longer about like, am I good enough for this person? It's like, is this what I want? How do I feel when I'm with this person? I do have a choice. Yeah, it's not about them.
If you mean a 30-year-old woman, she has 30 years of life before you. You think her life starts when you enter her life? No, you have to accept the journey. You have to accept the friends. You have to accept the pain. You're inheriting all that shit. So let's be in a dope friendship. And if we in a dope friendship, then trust me as your partner and just, I'm trying to love you the best that I can. Just love me the best you can and accept me and I accept you.
That's why we tell women not to hit the wall, because after the wall, everything gets more complicated. Think about it like this. You're a man in your 30s, you have a house, a car, a good job, and you meet a 30-year-old woman at the same level. You want to start a relationship. She has a successful career, and so do you. You make the same amount. How do you tell that woman to leave her job to have your children? How do you ask her to give up chasing a higher position to start a family? On top of that, she's already used to making her own money. What do you think you're going to be able to offer her? She owns her own home. Is she going to leave it to move in with you? This is what happens when both the man and the woman already have an established and accomplished life. That's why many men prefer younger women, between 23 and 25, to start a family, because they won't face these kinds of issues. A younger woman is more likely to be willing to be led.
You know what I hate about dating in your 30s? It's men that say that they want a long-term relationship and then pair that with saying things like, oh, I could have you for dinner tonight, or, oh, you want children? Well, I could help you practice. If you're looking for something casual, just say that. Don't be disgusting. That's how you get unmatched. I'm sure that there's women out there too that just want something casual. Just be honest about it. Otherwise, I don't want to hear about how you could help me practice and how I would be great for dinner. No, thank you.
How crazy is the dating scene? Like, men are still saying the same thing and doing the same thing that they said 20 years ago when I was on the dating scene. Like, nothing has changed. Like, where are all the men, the decent men at? The one that can hold a conversation, the ones that don't ask you to send pictures and all this. It's absolutely crazy. I can't speak for the women, but I don't know if women are like that, but the men, Jesus Christ, like, grow up, be respectable. Don't be asking a woman for pictures and nudes. It's just crazy. That's not going to get you anyone.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Regarding what the last woman said, I've always said that the man who shows too much hunger doesn't eat. Relationships work under the man's direction and at the woman's pace. If you're getting to know a girl, don't ask her for pictures, especially not intimate ones. Let the relationship flow. When she feels comfortable with you, those things will happen on their own. Remember, women have desire too, but they need to feel safe first. She'll be the one to get bold when she feels comfortable with you, not when you're desperately asking for it. And about the one complaining that men lie, let's be honest. No average woman is going to date a man who says on the first day, I just want sex, unless he's a Chad, a 10 out of 10. That doesn't happen in real life, especially not with the average guy. That's why a man first wins her over, courts her, builds a connection, and then decides if he wants something serious. It's always been that way.
Your 30s are not the new 20s, and if you have this mentality, you're just going to end up 10 years behind. More and more recently, I keep hearing people have the mindset of like, oh, I'm in my 20s, I'm figuring it out. And while I think this mindset might be good to an extent, I actually think it does more harm than good. I read this book recently called The Defining Decade, and it's written by a therapist, and inside she shares stories from some of her patients. Inside the book, she talks about having patients who come to her in their 20s and tell her that they're putting off things like their career, their relationship, starting a family in their 20s because they're like, I'm going to do all of that in my 30s. But then she has patients in her 30s that come in and they're like, oh my God, I thought I was going to do all of this in my 30s, but I'm having infertility issues. I haven't accomplished everything I wanted to accomplish by this age. And they basically have this like internal crisis at 30 because they feel very far behind. She talks about how there's this like idea in society right now that you can do all of those things later and that your 20s are for like figuring out your life. And while I do agree to a certain extent that your 20s are for like figuring things out, I also think it's really important to have goals in your 20s and know kind of what your plan is for the future. And that's not to say that if you're in your 30s, you can't start a business or change your career or start a family or find a relationship or any of that. It's just saying that like in your 20s, you should be setting yourself up for success in the future. And if there are things that are non-negotiables for you in life, like working for yourself or starting a family, you should be thinking about those things in your 20s and not put them off until your 30s.
Totally agree. A woman's biological clock, just like the wall, doesn't forgive. Unlike men, whose prime is between 28 and 45, a woman's prime is between 20 and 28, when she's most beautiful, most fertile, and most capable of adapting to life alongside a man. After 30, due to job demands, fertility issues, or even physical neglect, her opportunities start to shrink. On top of that, many become more insecure over time and fear committing to a man out of fear of failing again. All of that makes their pool of candidates smaller and smaller. That's why we always say, the wall doesn't forgive. We've reached the end of the video, but before we go, the questions are for you. What do you think about dating a woman in her 30s? Have you ever been on an awkward date? If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Your support means the world to us and motivates us to create more content. Stay tuned for the next exciting video from the wall.